Hello. So today we're going to be going over creating triggering events using your motion data. So let's start with just like a simple blank scene. Going to do a standard setup of a plane. Okay. And let's get a point light in here. Yeah, that looks good. Let's maybe zero this out though. Okay, oops. Zero all this out. Okay, there we go. All right, Boondaba, and have the OptiTrack client origin 0010. Gonna just auto connect. All right, and then for content, I'm gonna do avatars. I'm gonna do what do I want? Oh yeah, a new folder. I'll call this Racer Amy. So this will be for some redragging in my racer, but I'm setting the skeleton to the Amy skeleton. We'll see why a little later. Okay, that's fine. So I got my Amy. Oops. There we go. So let's get blueprint Amy out, and I'm gonna add opti skeleton. That's good. My name. RCBL. Stream client origin. All right, let's test this out. Yeah, and we're getting, yeah. All right, we're good to go. All right. So now that we have that set up, let's start with basically a trigger box. So I'm gonna start by adding a new plane, just kind of to give a sense of where the trigger box is gonna be in space. So it's gonna be over there. All right, and then make sure this is a little bit higher than the actual level for so the Z clashing doesn't happen. And then I'm gonna use this little material, make it different. Now I'm gonna add the trigger box. Okay, and I'm gonna make it approximately the same size. Oops. This is just kind of a guide. It doesn't really matter. All right. Cool. All right. So that's a little big, but all right. That's fine. Okay. So it's roughly the same size as our plane, and then I'm going to put it child it to the plane, the yellow plane, so that way when I move this, it also moves the trigger box. Cool. All right. So now that we have our trigger box, we're gonna make an interaction. So let's go to the level blueprint, open level blueprint, and we'll just start with something real simple. So while having the trigger box highlighted in level blueprint, we're going to see we can create a reference to trigger box and also like add events. So if you toggle this down, you'll see that some collision events, and we have add on actor begin overlap and add on actor end overlap. So I'm going to grab one of each. Just okay, and then from that, our actor that's going to be overlapping is Amy. So I'm going to cast to BP Amy. Oop. And okay. And then, so overlap actor would be objects you don't want to interact, but other actor would be the actor that you do want to interact. So let's do that. And then let's just print a string for now. Have this say overlap and done. And overlap. All right. So let's see. So let's see how if this is gonna work. So pretty sure we have a few things we need to still do. Yeah. So you see nothing is happening yet because we need to go in to the Amy blueprint and make sure that the collisions are set up properly. So you won't be able to do this in here. You'll see like it says no collision and I can't change it. I need to go into the blueprint itself. So let's go into my avatar, Amy blueprint. Open, yes. And then, hi, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, there was interruption, but okay. And then we're going to go to overlap all and generate overlap events. And I think that should work now. All right, so let's file save. And now we'll see when we go into this thing, it tells us that we did and then that we didn't. So let's make this a little more fun. I'm gonna go and we're gonna change the mesh. So that's kind of why I did the previous, so you saw I had how I have this racer Amy. So this racer Amy it doesn't have a skeleton. It's using the same skeleton as our Amy avatar, so we're able to do this. If it was using its own skeleton, it would not be able to do this. So keep this in mind. But we're going to basically change the skeleton mesh. So let's do skeletal mesh component, set skeleton mesh component. That's not what I want. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And then let's do that. Perfect. All right. So I'll have when the begin overlap. Let's do. Okay. Let me rename the racer. So let's do. Go to avatar, racer Amy. Let's see. This is the skeleton mesh. Let's rename this to racer Amy so I can differentiate. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then let's change it to racer Amy. Perfect. And then do this. Might have to. And then this is called skeletal mesh because in here it's called skeletal mesh. So if this was called something else, that would be named here. So if this was skeletal mesh Amy, it would say skeletal mesh Amy here and here. So that's something to note. Okay, let's set it back to Amy when that happens. Okay. So, oh, and then this goes here. Okay. Compile, looks good, save. So now whenever I enter the thing, you see my avatar changes to another mesh. So cool. All right. Yeah, and I have to go over here to. Can't quite see what it's doing on the monitor from here, but yeah, looks like it's working. And let me just show you, since we have it up, what would happen if you use two different skeletons. So let's just change this to racer, compile, save. So if you did, you would see something like this. So yeah, it would completely crash. So let's restart. Okay, but that was basically the trigger box. I'm not sure if that's saved, but we can move on to the secondary triggering kind of way of doing things. So that was the trigger box. So yeah, noted. Don't. Oh, okay, cool. We still have that. Let me open level blueprint and make sure um, it's not set to. Yeah, let's set this back to Racer Amy so it doesn't crash again. Okay, so this is all saved. Nice. All right. Everything looks pretty good. Looks like everything's the same. All right. So, cool. Next up, we're going to do. I'm going to go to our avatar blueprint, and this is another way you can use your motion data to change things. So instead of like interacting with like trigger boxes in the level, you can create uh, like variances between different body parts. So let's just add some spheres. Okay, sphere, that's fine. Okay, so let me call this one, I'll call this L sphere, and this one will be R sphere. Okay, and then we're going to child these to the skeleton mesh. Boom. And then we're going to parent the sockets. So for this one, I'm just going to parent it to the left hand and to the right hand. Eventually we're going to, these are going to be invisible, but I'm going to keep them here right now for the sake of just kind of demonstration. All right, so file for now. All right, so now we can go into the Vint graph and let's get our references to these. Oops. There we go. Get. All right. So, all right. So, and then event tick. This is just kind of a quick and dirty way of doing it, though there are a few better methods. Let's say, so we want to get the world location. And this is just one kind of example. You can definitely do kind of a variety of other things with this, but this is sort of like one way of doing it. Okay. So I'm going to split these and say, and get a branch. Okay. And then, let's see, and then Z is up, so let's do, if this is greater than or equal to, and then that, so if the right hand is higher than the left hand, then let's add Boolean right is up. Okay, so we have the right is up Boolean, and I'm going to set that here. Okay, so let's compile and save. And maybe you can also say print the string. Say right is up. And for this demonstration, I'm just going to have the point light change color. So let's go back to our level blueprint, and I'm going to, again, like event tick isn't like the best one, but just for the sake of just sort of a quick thing, let's do that. So we're going to, first I'm going to go to level, highlight my point light, and then I'm going to create a reference point light. Okay, cool. So let's see, I think it's called color. Your color set. Yeah, that works. Wait, no, that would work. Maybe that will work, actually. No. I'll just do it from here. color, get color, set light color. Here we go. And I think either of these will work actually, but let's do this one. All right, so and then we'll do another branch. And then I'm just gonna get the reference rate is up from here. It's kind of a dirty way of doing it, but it does the job. And then let's set it to like a green or something when the right hand is up. And then we'll set it back to white when the left hand is higher. Okay, and then yeah, so ideally kind of clean this up so it's a little easier to read, but that should all work out. So now press play. Oop, my right hand is, so the way I have it set up, oop, yeah. So now the right hand is up. And this should also work even now that I'm outside of the trigger box. So it just needed but it does need, the way we have it set up, the casting only gets initiated when the trigger box. So ideally you would maybe put the casting and begin play, but yeah, so this is kind of a way of interacting with your avatar or your world using the motion data so that you can, like, on your movement. Cool. So I hope this kind of helped give you a sense of how to do that. And yeah, so let's see. Thanks for watching.